Proudly Lebanese-Australian, Stephen Khalil's journey to international fame in fashion is a remarkable story of talent, vision, and success. His designs have graced the world's most iconic events, from the Oscars and Met Gala to the Grammys and Golden Globes. Known for their exceptional artistry and timeless elegance, his creations have captivated the fashion elite and been worn by global icons like Jennifer Lopez, Kylie Jenner, Ratajkowski, Rita Ora, Miranda Kerr, and Kris Jenner. He turns every stitch into a masterpiece, capturing the spotlight at every appearance. Stephen, welcome to the Untold edit.
Thank you for having me, Gaelle.
Thank you for being here.
It's so nice to be here and lovely to meet you.
Lovely meeting you as well. I'm so excited for this episode.
So good. I'm excited as well.
I would like you to take us back to the early days.
Mm-hmm.
Young Stephen.
Yeah.
What was he like in school, at home?
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about
I would have
Stephen?
to say young Stephen would be very misunderstood. I was a creative child with no outlet for my creativity. So I had to just utilize what I had to be creative. And look, back then within school, creative children weren't understood because we were all, they wanted us to fit into a certain mold, more of like a mold that is just more math, science, English, rather than arts and something creative, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to find my way in a world that I didn't fit in. But, I had a good support growing up, and my teachers, used to guide me and help me. And my mum was very supportive in my creative journey as well. But yeah, I would have to say it was just hard to be understood. And I had to just find my way in a very square world, which was very just standard. And I had to understand who I was and get to know my creative side as well, because I was a creative child. Yeah.
I know they say that you can spot someone special early on. Were you someone special at a young age that they looked at you and said, that little kid is going to be something big when he grows up?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely, I was definitely that kid that was a little bit off center, and my mom actually would always say to me that I was her lucky child,
That's beautiful.
and that I brought her a lot of luck in her life. And I was always that child that people had their eye on because I was, doing something unique and special with my work. Yeah.
You grew up in Australia with a different cultural background.
Mm-hmm.
Did you face any challenges
Absolutely.
growing up?
Yeah. I think when I was growing up, because I was brought up, I went to a very Australian public school out in Campbelltown, which is southwestern suburbs, I think it is. I could be wrong. So yeah, the cultural aspect was very different. We ate different food. We spoke different language. Everything we did was different. We dressed differently. We looked different.
You were brought up the Lebanese way.
Brought up the Lebanese way, absolutely. But look, it was not difficult in the sense that other children didn't make it difficult for us. They were very accepting. Yeah. And we had amazing support from the neighbors and things like that. So it wasn't difficult, but it was hard to fit in, I think. That's the hard part.
Before Stephen Khalil became a name people knew, what were the first steps for that shining star that we see today?
The first steps. I think in the early days, I think I was very focused on just being great at what I was doing. And I think as the business evolved and grew, I started to become more recognized within television and red carpets within Australia.
Yeah.
And then so some of the first steps was when I started to gain contacts within Los Angeles. And
I want even way before that. Where did it all begin?
Oh, long before that.
Yes. When was that day you said,
I want to go into fashion? Or when was that first sewing machine that you worked on?
I think everybody knows this story about me. And whenever people see me, they say to me, whenever they see Princess Diana in her wedding dress, they think of me, because I was 6 years old and I was watching the royal wedding on television, and I loved that wedding dress. So I said to my mum, I'm going to make wedding dresses when I grow up, from 6 years old. So it really did start from that age. And then my mum would give me her old curtains from the house and I would sew from them. And when I was about, I would probably say about 9, I got my first sewing machine, which was it was a toy sewing machine. It wasn't a real proper sewing machine. But then by the time I was 13, we'd gotten a proper sewing machine. And I used to sew from that machine and make little hair bands and sell it to the girls in the street. And I started to make clothes for dolls, like little clothes. And that evolved. So yeah, the journey started, the sparkle in my eye was from when I was about 6 years old, from that time of seeing Princess Diana's wedding gown.
Would you say style was something you were surrounded by growing up in a Lebanese home? Like seeing the way your mom getting dressed, your aunties.
Yeah.
Did this have an impact on the way you see fashion and detail today?
Absolutely. I used to always look at my mum's photos of when she was in Lebanon, and she would every Friday go get her hair done and her makeup, and she would have photos. She would go and get her photos taken in Tripoli, and she would go from the villages in the north to go to Tripoli to get photos and have her hair and makeup done. And I was always drawn to that with my mum. And she always had beautiful clothes in the cupboard. She also had one suit that she brought with her from Lebanon. And I would always look at this suit and she would tell me the story of how she would go and have clothes made by dressmakers in Lebanon. And so I think my mum had an eye for fashion from a very young age as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lebanese people are known for their great sense of fashion. So I can imagine like your mom would be the first fashion icon you looked up to.
She was actually. She was. Yeah. And I had an auntie that would also sew, but my mom was like, she was the main one because I would watch her getting ready and getting dressed for a wedding, and I often would help her pick out her outfits and things like that. So it was special.
When you're deep in the process of designing a new collection, what's one thing that initials the spark in that vision for that collection? Is it like a place?
Yeah, for me, I
emotion?
think it's more an emotion, and it's more of
probably a person.
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah. And I picture the girl that I want to be the muse. The muse for who we are as a brand. I think it's really important that me as a designer, I want to know who I'm designing for. Who is this girl? It's not just a dress for every girl. It's, who is the ستيفن Khalil, aesthetic? Who is the icon of the brand? So absolutely it starts with an image and a feeling, and I almost design around who she is as a person. Is she more elegant? Is she quiet? Does she want a lot of cleavage? Does she want no cleavage? Is she elegant, or is she a little bit more? So there's always a girl behind the collection, and there's always an aesthetic that I work towards, always. And I always think, in my mind, the girl that I design for is a little bit more classic and elegant and romantic and somewhat demure,
So would you say you embed a Lebanese style into
Absolutely,
your collection?
Definitely.
To what extent?
To an extent.
Yeah.
And look, it's hard being a designer in Australia because you're designing for such a broad market here. So it is a little bit more difficult, but the girl is always got that Lebanese edge to her.
So I've heard that Kylie Jenner got her hands on one of your dresses
She
that
did.
was meant for Jennifer Lopez to wear.
Yes.
How crazy.
Well, Jennifer Lopez had the dress, and we got the call from Kylie's team, and she'd seen the dress on our New York runway. And we spoke to our Los Angeles showroom. We said, where's the dress? And they said, actually, it's with Jennifer Lopez, but it didn't fit Jennifer. So it went straight from Jennifer over to Kylie, and she was the winner. And Kylie was like, she was about 19 years old when she wore that dress. So she was just starting to come into herself, you know, and it was such a moment. It was such a proud moment.
Well, what was the feeling when you first got the news that Kylie wore the dress?
It was it was pure elation. It was, I've never felt anything like it because I was, you know, it was what it did to the brand and what it did for me as a designer. It was so special. And look, it's the ultimate thing for any designer. I almost wish it for anybody to feel that feeling of seeing your garment on such a iconic person in the world, you know.
Yeah.
It was like dressing the modern day Marilyn Monroe, you know.
Yes.
So
Beautiful.
It's iconic. It's so special. I can't even, so hard to put into words, but it was an absolute dream come true. Yeah.
I can imagine. You were also called on to design a one-of-a-kind dress for Jennifer Lopez for her Golden Globes event. How did you approach the design, knowing she has a unique figure and that the dress needs to fit her perfectly?
We always work with their team on her measurements. So we would create a mannequin that we would draft her body on a mannequin using her measurements. So it's pretty good. We just work very closely with their team and her measurements, and you just have to do your best. And when the dress goes there, often there is alterations to be done, and things that have to be done to the dress. You know, even when I saw Kylie in that dress is very tiny, and you know, I was like, how did she stretch herself into that dress? You know, but it's amazing what they can do over there. They make things happen. Yeah. And
for the design process, do they just tell you, we trust you, just you do the design, or do they always have a vision?
No, they've always got a vision.
They always have a vision.
Yeah, they very rarely. A lot of the times their stylists are like they're like their main person.
Yeah.
So the stylist is very active in the process of the design of the gown. And often we've already designed the dress and it's ready. Like Kylie had that dress ready. So often the gown is ready and it's taken and worn.
We always think that every dress they wear, it's tailored to what they want, but we don't always know that they're okay with having a dress that's already been made.
That's right. And you know, a lot of the times when I see the red carpets, I can see they're doing a ready-made dress because I can see where they've altered it, and I can see where they've made it fit, or when it's just off a runway. A lot of the times they don't have time to custom make something. So it's very quick. Yeah.
Paris Fashion Week.
Yes.
Along with icons like Chanel and Dior. Such a huge moment.
Well, I know.
Your collection looked beautiful.
Thank you.
But I feel like every designer has their own little secrets while preparing for such a big show. I want to know what's yours.
What is the secret? Stay calm. That's the secret. But look, there's a lot of little secrets along the way in, you know, the construction of the garments, how we make things. We have to make them that little bit more special for the world stage, like Paris. That intricacy in the beading and the artistry and all that. It's that little bit, there's a little bit more magic in that clothing than there is, you know, for a collection you would do for Australia.
Do you put your final touches before the show, or you like preparing everything beforehand and just like, don't touch it? Nobody touches anything.
We're fully prepared beforehand. And then we put it on the model, and often the model, you know, there's a few issues and stuff, and you do your last minute tweaks on the model. But before the show, it is so fast paced. There's such a moment. Everybody's the energy behind the scenes. You don't even have a minute to do a stitch. If there is something wrong, that model is about to walk out, and it's going to go. She's out there, you know.
How do you stay calm in such position?
I stay focused on the girls, the collection, making sure that before every girl walks out, I do my best to, look over her, check her, make sure there's nothing hanging the wrong way and so on. But, you know, you just have to stay focused and stay calm.
What's next for Stephen Khalil? Any exciting projects that we would like?
We have a beautiful
looking
shoe
forward
line
to?
being made in Italy, which it's been worked on the last 1.5 to 2 years. The shoe collection, I wanted to be perfect. So I've been working on quality and returning samples, bringing them back, making sure they're perfect. So a new shoe line is amazing. We're about to release a collection in Dubai into a bridal boutique.
I can't wait.
So we're stocking in Dubai. And I'm also doing the early stages of maybe potentially opening our first boutique in Dubai.
Lovely.
It's a 3 to 5 year plan, but there's a lot of work behind the scenes that we have to do to get that up and running.
Did you look into which areas in Dubai?
No, but I have...
What's the vision?
I would, people are saying to me Dubai Mall, but I would rather something a little bit more standalone on the street, a little bit more boutique-like. But they say, the people that I'm speaking to are saying that Dubai Mall is the place to be in there. But yeah, I've got a different vision for the brand.
Exciting.
Something a little bit more elegant and unique.
For young designers starting out, what's one advice you wished people or someone told you about when you started your own career?
I would probably say I probably wished I'd had someone focus more on business, because when you're a designer, you are working more in a creative field, and I wish there was someone there to say, look, this is what you need to do as a business person, to make me a stronger businessman. Although I did have amazing business coaches and accountants and people guiding me, I think this is before that. It was more of a focus on business, I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
And in the aspect where they are eager to reach where all those big names have reached, what's the advice? Work
I would have to
hard,
say consistency.
have confidence.
Yeah.
What's the key?
The key is, I think, consistent. You have to be consistent in what you're doing. You have to make the right connections, make the right moves, build alignments with strong people. It was my alignments with strong people that got me my gowns on those celebrities.
Mm.
So I built those connections and I built those relationships. So I think the best advice would be build strong relationships and keep them, and build strong foundations and be consistent and work hard. Absolutely.
We're hearing so much about AI nowadays and
Mm-hmm.
all the controversy around it. Do you think AI poses a threat to the fashion industry? I mean, they can now create designs. Do we still need designers?
Mm-hmm. Look, there is a strong threat to designers in the fashion industry. The thing that AI can't do at this stage is actually make clothing. So designers are still needed there almost as a technician.
Mm.
We can get AI to design the dress, but
Nobody's hands on.
we need to create that dress to life. Bring it to a 3D, something in front of you, something wearable, something people can wear. So as a trained designer, I'm not worried about that because my skills are so diverse. Dressmaking, dress cutting, patterns, tailoring. So I can do it all. It's not just design. So I feel like with AI, maybe my design aesthetic is going to diverse a little bit into almost like a technician, really. A garment technician, I'd say.
But even with designs, I don't think AI just yet has that special touch
No,
to
agreed.
what people want.
Yeah, it's a little bit, not realistic.
It's more like technical, not
Yeah,
emotion driven.
absolutely. It's almost like a drawing, It's not as real.
Mm.
Yeah. But good question.
I've always wondered.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got a segment I like to call fire questions.
Mm-hmm.
So these are fun, quick questions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What's your favorite Lebanese dish?
I've got many, but it would have to be warat hanib,
Love it.
and there's others as well that I could say, but
Does your mom cook it?
She's amazing. My mom's a great cook. Gabine, I love. I love so much. There's so much I love.
What's an Arabic word or sentence that you love or say?
Inshallah.
A lot, like say a lot.
I'd say inshallah.
Inshallah.
You know, because we're always hoping something would happen. So I would say inshallah that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the most Lebanese thing about you?
The most Lebanese thing about me would be the way I eat. I love Lebanese food and I eat like a Lebanese. Love the khubz and the...
Yeah.
But the other thing would have to be my creativity, my eye for clothing and fashion. Yeah, and I would probably say that the more creativity, and my blood is Lebanese. So,
who's your top favorite Lebanese designer?
the best for me would have to be Elie Saab. I know that sounds really cliche, but he really is the best of the best. He really is.
He is.
It's undeniable. Other designers are very good. There's amazing designers out there. Like Nicholas Gibran's amazing, Zohair Murad's amazing, Rami Kadi. There's amazing designers, but Elie Saab just has the magic. It's something magic about what he does.
What's your favorite Arabic song?
I don't know if I have one. I don't have one.
It doesn't have to be Lebanese, just...
Because I have them.
Or something you listen to frequently or once in a while.
I love kind of old school R&B kind of music.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But when you're in a
I'm excited to
gathering,
see Najwa Karam.
Yeah.
I know her. I love her music.
I heard she's coming to Australia.
She's coming. Yeah. We're seeing her.
Next year?
This year.
This year.
November.
Yeah. Exciting. I love her.
She's amazing. So I'm excited to see Najwa Karam. And I think if I had a favorite song, but I don't listen to a lot of Arabic music. And I don't really know the words or the...
But if you're in a gathering and they have like Arabic songs coming up on, like what's one song you'll be like, oh, I like that one.
It's probably always the dancing songs.
The one with the dabke.
With the dabke and the tabal and the... Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm sorry I don't have a Lebanese song. I can't even think of one.
Yeah, that's all right. It doesn't have to be Lebanese, like just Arabic in general.
Yeah, that's probably the most un-Lebanese thing about me is the music, the Lebanese music.
I think it's more, the beats, but like not the name of the song.
Yeah.
But anyway, who doesn't love dancing to Lebanese beats?
That's right. So good, everyone.
If you could design a gown to any person that comes to your mind, who would it be?
Dead or alive?
Yes.
A person that I would love to make a gown for would be Marilyn Monroe, I think. There's so many as well. There's so many.
Yeah.
Like Princess Diana is another one. Audrey Hepburn would be another one. But Marilyn Monroe is the top. Yeah.
What would you imagine the dress would
Very
be?
simple dress. I love the simplicity of how she used to dress. It was just even the dress that she sang to the president in was just iconic and so ahead of its time, that dress, my God. Yeah. It was so simple but so powerful. And that's what I love in a dress. I love when it's simple but powerful,
What's one fashion trend you hope never comes back?
Fashion trend I hope never comes back would be... It's a hard one, isn't it? Because there's so many trends out there. I would probably say the 3/4 sleeve. I think if it's...
I agree.
I just like long or
agree.
not, So maybe like a 3/4 sleeve is a little bit...
For a dress?
For a dress.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's hard because I love dresses so much and I embrace things that come and go, and that's what's important as a designer is that you embrace trends and know what's coming and going. Yeah. Who's
your all-time favorite fashion icon?
Fashion icon would have to be Sophia Loren's up there. Grace Kelly, she's up there as well. I think Grace Kelly's wedding gown was one of the most iconic dresses
I know. It's
in
amazing.
the world. But yeah, like Sophia Loren, back in the day, Elizabeth Taylor was amazing.
Yes.
So there's many. I see more icons in women of the past. The women of the present are
Old as gold.
gorgeous, but those iconic women are just hard to go by.
Yeah. What's your hidden talent?
Hidden talent is I can touch my nose with my tongue, and I don't want to. Isn't that terrible?
I'm not.
Don't tell me to do it.
Okay.
But no, I don't have it's a crazy thing, and everyone gets very surprised when I do it.
If you didn't become a designer, what would you be?
You know, when I was growing up, I used to try and think I was going to be something else, and I thought maybe a hairdresser, but it never took off.
Still in the designing industry, like there's a lot of styling.
Yeah.
Like,
But because I decided to be a designer from such a young age, there was never anything really else for me. Like I thought about other things, but it was so strong. It was very strong.
When you know what you want.
Yeah.
That's it. What's one Lebanese tradition or value you grew up with that still lives with you?
It would, I don't know if this is a Lebanese tradition, but it would probably be, I think what's important for me is to always sit at the table to eat with your family, and you eat together like a community, and always eating at a table. And also I think the one thing that I still carry with me is, you know, before I go to sleep, I say a little prayer that my mum taught me when I was younger. And so I think it's more the way we eat and those little things in between, you know. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I loved every bit of that. That's the end of our fire questions.
Sorry about my hidden talent. It's probably not the most elegant hidden talent, but I was what else do I have?
It is special because not everybody can do it. So I think it's like 10% from the whole population, I think.
Yeah.
So it's quite special.
Well, look, you know, it's not the classiest thing.
Yeah. I mean, best of both worlds. You have
bit of balance.
Yeah. Let's dive back a bit to our conversation. You have a bit more questions that I would love to know your thoughts on.
Mm-hmm.
So we have legendary Lebanese designers like Elisab, Zuhair Mrad, George Habai'a, Rami Kadi, Nicolas Gibran. And they've made their mark internationally. And they've just icons like Princess Kate, Queen Rania, Angelina Jolie, Celine Dion. How does it feel to be part of this incredible legacy of Lebanese designers?
It is actually like I still don't even see myself in that league, you know. But to be placed there is very incredible, and I still am working hard to be even better than what I am now. But it's, you know, it's dream come true. It's like any designer's dream. And I also do feel like if I was educated within Lebanon, that I would feel like I would be able to do much more with my craft than I have been here in Australia. I feel like we're more limited here.
In what aspect?
Just education, knowledge, nurturing. You know, those countries. You go to Paris, and if you're raised in Lebanon, you go to Paris to have your education, and those designers are nurtured in the world of haute couture, you know.
Do you think it's where demographically Australia's positioned in the world makes this a challenge?
Absolutely. We're very far from everything. Although Australia is really advanced in some things, in fashion and things like that, we're also very behind, and that's been a challenge. So when you say, how do I feel being categorized with those incredible designers, I still feel as though I've got to, you know, I know that I've dressed amazing people and done amazing things like what they have, but they're pretty incredible.
I feel like that growing influence in the industry, it's just amazing.
It is. And it's, you know, when you look at even the weddings within Sydney, how they've gone global, it's all of us. It's it's all the Lebanese community. It's me, Wendy, Diane, Mel. You know, where all these Lebanese people that are the force behind all of these weddings and these brides and these things that put Sydney weddings on the map. You know, and it was an incredible time for all of us, and it still is an incredible time. But yeah, to me it was a Lebanese force that created those weddings.
Do you think it's embedded in our DNA, that artistry?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. It's even when I traveled to Lebanon for the first time, I felt like I knew myself more than ever because of the fact that I stepped foot in Lebanon and I realized where my creativity comes from. Lebanese are incredible at beauty, at art, at fashion, at food. They're creative people.
They are.
And that's where we're from, you know?
Yeah.
And you lose that when you're here because you're like, where does this coming from? You know, where's all this stuff coming from in me, you know? And then when you go there, you're like, oh my God, this is where I'm from. These are my people.
What was the first thing that you encountered when you first went to Lebanon that made you feel that's where I got my sense of fashion from?
You know, it was the minute I stepped into the streets of like downtown, Gaslik, in, you know, even in the villages to an extent, it made me feel very grounded. I felt like, you know, I didn't feel out of place in Lebanon. I felt like I was one of a million, you know, whereas here you feel like an outsider. Whereas there you're like you're amongst the people and they all have the same skill and talent, and it's very amazing. So the minute I stepped foot in Lebanon, it was undeniable.
What was the first feeling you had when you first ever went to Lebanon?
I would probably say
like
my
home?
first feeling felt familiar and felt like home. It was an understanding that was hard to explain.
What age were you?
24. Yeah.
Going there at an older age, I feel like it's harder for somebody to resonate to a country they've never been. But Lebanon is just a different story, I guess.
It is.
It feels like home.
It really does. It's a special feeling that I'm going again in August, and I just cannot wait because I want to feel that feeling again. I want to smell it and feel it and taste it and see it, you know. It's
beautiful.
I've missed it.
Australian fashion designers have earned their place among global brands, and they are admired by many. And I've experienced this when I travel overseas, and especially in the Middle East, when people know that I'm Australian, the first thing they tell me, wow, you have one of the best fashion designers and brands. And I've always wondered, like, what is it that makes this Australian fashion stand out or set apart than other countries?
Yeah. I've always, look, Australian designers you look at the brands like Zimmermann and how incredibly successful they are globally, and you see really top, you know, amazing people wearing Zimmermann. And like, I just think it's a point of difference. I think there's a coastal sort of simplicity to what we wear that I just think people love.
We don't see this everywhere. That simplicity, that coastal.
No, it's
look.
just and people love Australian designers. They love it.
Yes,
they really do, and they see that point of difference. You know, I think fashion within Europe is very distinct, and I think what Australian designers do is they have that sophistication, but with that coastal, almost effortless edge that people love.
How would you compare it to Lebanon's style? Is it more like bold? Lebanese people would love to go more bold with their designs, where Australians like it simple.
Yeah, it depends on the person in Lebanon. I find Lebanon's style like very like old money, elegant, sophisticated, really beautiful tailoring. The people in Lebanon are very beautifully dressed.
Yeah.
Very, very well dressed. So no, I think there's an elegance in Lebanon, and it's got its own attitude, you know? Yeah.
They say that Lebanese people get dressed to even just go to the supermarket.
Absolutely. Yeah. When I first went to
that?
Lebanon, they do. When I first went to Lebanon, I felt like very underdressed, and I had
Fashion show.
I had to step up. I was like, I need to change how I look here. Absolutely.
No flip-flops in Lebanon.
No. My God, no. No flip-flops. Laura Piana only.
Yep. Do you think this is a positive thing? Or is
I
it
do.
too draining
No.
for somebody to just have himself, perfectly done
Look,
since the minute they wake up?
yeah, and look, that to me, people sometimes they wake up and that's their effortless process is to do their hair. If it's a girl, you do your makeup, you dress well, you go out. It's part of your DNA. It's part of who you are. And there are some people that just don't have it in them, and that's okay too. I just think there's a lot of people in the Lebanese community that we love fashion. We love makeup, we love hair, we love style, we love shoes. And I think it's in us, But you don't have to be like that. It's okay if you're not. But I think the majority of people just love to look after themselves and to dress beautifully. Yeah.
And I think this goes back to when I said it's in our DNA. For us, it's not effort.
Yeah.
It's effortless.
It is
something
effortless.
we do not think about.
That's right. So I think if it's part of who you are and it's not an effort, it's very easy to wake up, dress well, and go out, But for some people, it's not in them, and it's just how it is,
So you're a third-generation Lebanese-Australian?
Yes.
From Haute, Lebanon.
From Haute, Lebanon, the north.
Yep.
Yep.
Your grandparents were the first who left their hometown to come and settle in Australia.
Correct.
Where your parents were also brought up and lived in Australia.
Yeah.
Yet Lebanon still remains a big part of your story.
Well, my parents were born and raised in Lebanon. So they came here when they were in their early 20s. So really, my mother was a grown adult raised and born in Lebanon. So she only knew what she knew, and she instilled that in all of us as well, my parents. So yeah, no, they grew most of their life in Lebanon, really. And their parents were born in Lebanon. My mother's parents stayed in Lebanon. My mother's sisters and her brother stayed in Lebanon. She has one sister here, but all of her family were in Lebanon, whereas most of my father's family came here. Yeah.
What kind of connection do you have to Lebanon today?
Lebanon to me is more of an emotional connection. It is more, it's almost like a secret love affair between me and Lebanon because it showed me who I was when I didn't know who I was growing up in Australia in a very Australian environment because I was confused. I was like, this is not who I am. So my love affair with Lebanon it's like a beautiful romance. Like it's a love story because it showed me who I was. Yeah.
Have you ever felt the pressure to make it as part of representing your culture or your family's sacrifices?
I would just wanted to do what I love to do. If success happened and it made my family proud, that's amazing. But what I was searching for, it was to find my calling and my life purpose. But the success is part of it, and it did help in the journey to making my family proud and I realized that me doing that was making them proud, and it was making people proud of me in the community and what I was achieving and things like that. So yes, absolutely. Yeah.
You've brought happiness to so many people with your dresses, but I'm curious, what makes ستيفن Khalil happy?
Oh, goodness. I'm a very simple person. I'm not, as long as I love I'm very house proud. I love my home. What makes me happy is the simple things in life. Beautiful food, beautiful family company. And I think, I'm just grateful for so many things, you know. But I think it's, look, there are a lot of things that make me happy. And, but yeah, I just think it's about simplicity.
Do you go more?
Travel. I love to travel.
Yeah.
I love traveling. I love, exploring the world and growing my knowledge everywhere I can as well.
So more on a personal level than like the business or like seeing your brand growing. Do you think that would bring you more joy, or is it the small things in life that?
Yeah, the business brings me joy, but I think because I'm so consumed in the business that sometimes those little things outside of the business will bring me a joy, because the business is a lot of responsibility. So sometimes it makes me tired and I need to rest my mind from it a little bit, but it brings me so much joy. It's my life's work. I absolutely love what I do, but yeah, definitely.
You love that work-life balance.
Yeah. I do love having a little bit of a break away from it as well, because it rejuvenates me as a designer and my creativity and things like that.
There are so many women and brides in Lebanon who wore your designs.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to you to see your dresses celebrated and recognized in your hometown?
Oh, I don't even know how to put it in words. It's so special. It's and I love that they accept me as a Lebanese designer as well. They don't say, Australian designer. They accept me as a Lebanese designer because I'm Lebanese, and so it's so special to be part of that community and to be at home with my work and seeing the girls in Lebanon enjoying the gowns and wearing the dresses and having those beautiful weddings.
Is it a proud moment for you honoring your roots?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a little bit more special than anything, because it's the heart and soul of what I do. Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I have my last question for you.
Sure.
If Lebanon was a person sitting with us today, what would you tell her?
I would probably say she would be the most resilient, strong, powerful. I would just say that she was like a phoenix, always rising. So, I'm so proud of Lebanon in so many ways because they don't give up. So I would say to her, you're a fighter, you're a phoenix, you're rebellious, and you don't give up. And she's amazing, and she grows out of the darkest times. Lebanon just keeps going. And I think that is a massive testament to who she is. How was that?
I love it.
Yeah.
On point. Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
Before we wrap, I just wanted to ask, how did this conversation feel for you?
It was good. It felt really beautiful. I loved exploring parts of my history that I wouldn't have thought about. And I think I liked that you took me away from just talking about the basic things of the business, and it was more about the heart and soul and the heritage of who I am and where I come from, and what it's all about. So I really enjoyed that. Thank you, Gaelle.
Thank you for being here and for letting us into your story.
You're welcome. I hope that was worthwhile for you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.